Honey, I got some news for you. I'm about to grab me a drink, honey. Go get you a drink, some Crystal Light, a beer, water, Kool-Aid, whatever you need, all right? Because I got some information for you on today. Listen, we heard an update from the EIDL SBA.gov team, and you don't want to miss these updates, okay? So stay tuned and get on in here. I got some stuff for you, right? All right, I got my Crystal Light, girl. Got my libation. All right, let's get right into it, honey, because I know you don't have time to be listening to me talking all night, all right? Get right to the point, girl. I am. Thank you so much for joining and also watching my video on the EIDL update number 2. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, honey, because I'm trying to give you some content that's going to help you and your business grow. Because they didn't help me. I didn't have this, honey. I don't know about you, but I didn't have this when I was working, when I was trying to get this done, girl. I didn't have nobody to guide me. Okay. So let me guide you. All right. So here are the updates. If you want to know what is EIDL, well, I'm going to drop the link up here so you can watch my previous video. That kind of explains what it is, okay? But if you already know what it is and you just need some guidance on what to do, what are the latest updates, what are the changes, etc., I'm going to give it to you here today. First of all, who can apply? Let me tell you exactly who can apply. Small businesses, cooperatives, ESOB tribal concerns with fewer than 500 employees, an individual who operates under a sole proprietorship with or without employees, or an independent contractor. How about that? A private nonprofit or small agricultural cooperative, as well as, what we call them? You know, you can be working for Uber, you can be doing all those things, honey. If you was laid off and that is considered an independent contractor, you can apply for the EIDL loan or grant. There it is. Now, what are the terms? There are some terms. You need to know about these terms. Now, I went over the terms in my previous video as well, but I'll go over them again, no problem. So the EIDL grant will be given to small businesses or independent contractors, sole proprietorships, private nonprofit businesses or small businesses under 500 and 300 small business under 500 employees. Located in low-income communities. So your business has to be located in a low-income community. And you have to have experienced 30% reduction in your gross receipts during any 8-week period of 2020 compared to that same period in 2019. All right? Clear as mud? You got it? So pretty much what you made in 2020 needs to be 30% difference, a reduction in what you made for that same period in 2019. Okay, we clear? All right. And you have to be, your business have to be in a location where there is, it's considered a low-income community. There's a map tool for it. I put it in my last video. I'll put it in the description again for this one to help you out. All right. All right. The next question is, when can I apply? When can I apply for this loan? Well, according to the SBA, they've indicated that the grant application will be available on their website January 17th, 2021. That's this Sunday. Not long at all. So take this opportunity between now, the 13th, and Sunday, the 17th. Get your paperwork together. Get your bank statements, get your accounting statements, contact your CPA, your financial consultant, whoever it is, and get your paperwork in place, okay? You can be ready, because it is a grant, so it's going to go fast, okay? There's partners in your local facility, your local community that can help you as well, such as SCORE, Small Business Development Centers, Women Business Centers, and then a couple others. You go out there to the SBA.gov/tools site, and I'll also put that in the description. You will be able to find resources close to you that will be able to help you with getting your SBA loan or application completed. Use your resources, all right? Now, I dropped some tidbit on my last video. I've got confirmation. If you met or if you received the EIDL grant and loan, or just the grant last year, and you didn't get the full $10,000, it's been confirmed that you will get the remaining amount that equals up to $10,000. So if you received $1,000 or $2,000 last year, you will get $9,000 or $8,000 this year. Okay. Now we're waiting on further, directions on how to do that. I read some sites where they said, well, I contacted them and said, well, you don't have to do anything, they're going to reach out to you. And then another contact said, well, you will have to apply, but they'll reach out to you and tell you how to apply. I don't know which one is it. Which one is it? But I tell you what, I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to find out, and I'll do a video, and I'll let you know, okay? But if you haven't actually received the grant or the loan before, and you're applying for the first time, you too will also, if approved, you too will also get the $10,000 grant in full. So no more $1,000 per employee, any of that. You get the full $10,000 on top of whatever loan amount that they, approve you for. So keep that in mind. Here's another tidbit. The legislation requires the SBA administrator to notify those who received a previous EIDL grant, as well as those who applied but did not get the grant because funds were exhausted. So this is what I was saying earlier about they will contact you. I've read that, I've heard that, but when I called, I got two different answers. So I'm going to continue to hound that question, hound them about that question so I can answer for you, okay? But according to what's been written, the legislation requires the SBA administrator to notify those who received a previous EIDL grant, as well as those who applied but did not get the grant because the funds were exhausted. Now, it doesn't specify how they're going to do that, and that's kind of why I was telling you both. And they didn't give us an actual date. But until the SBA releases further information or guidance around it, we don't know specific dates, but I'll keep you updated, all right? But what I do know is I was right. You getting that $10,000 in full. You are. You getting the remainder to help your business. Now, make sure you use these funds appropriately for operation costs only. If you want to know what those are, my video that I did earlier, go back and watch it, all right? Here's another thing. I was doing some reading. I received a question from someone who said their business received the grant and they're having to repay the grant, which was odd because the grant is, you don't have to repay that grant. It's a grant. The loan you have to repay, but the grant you don't. So I did some digging, did some calling. Well, apparently those were some instances where people were having to repay the grant. Well, the EIDL advance no longer needs to be repaid. So any payments made to the bank should be reimbursed back to you. So definitely work with your banking institution, and if you have a local SBA resource that you're working with, contact them, contact the SBA.gov individuals directly to kind of have that worked out, because the grant is a grant. It does not have to be repaid. So make sure you're following that, all right? Here's another thing for those who do get the actual loan and want to know what those terms are. So if you get the loan, one thing you have to know, it's not one of those that's been noted as a forgivable loan. All right? It is a 30-year term, and it is at a 3.75 interest rate. But if you're a non-for-profit or non-profit organization, it's 2.75. And that loan repayment starts a year from the date that you actually received your payment. Not the grant, but the actual loan. So a year from the date, you actually will start doing your repayment. Now, it doesn't have any prepayment penalties, so you can pay back at any given time. That's good. So let's say you didn't need the money after all. Your business was able to sustain itself and you want to pay it back. You can pay it back as quickly as possible. Now, you do start accruing interest from the date that you received the loan all the way forward. So if you had the loan for 6 months, you will have to pay 6 months of interest at that 3.75 rate or the 2.75 rate. Okay, make note of that. But you can pay it back in full at any given time. So if you have any other questions, please send those to me at TheSavonExperience@gmail.com. I'll put that here as well. Okay. And also make sure you go to SBA.gov/tools for local resource centers that can help you with getting your application done. All right. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Bye, y'all.